Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. Noobs, thank you for joining. Thank you for giving me your time. Greatly appreciated. I really do. I can't say that enough, and I can't say it as much as I want to. I can say it all the time, every single day. Thank you. I know exactly where I would like to go. I'm a little bit embarrassed, but it happens. It is what it is. It's Manny being Manny, and this is a no judge zone. This is also a no judge zone. And I think this also will and would apply to a different industry, but the same kind of mechanism, the same kind of function. And I want to give some free advice to them, because I fell for the okie doke. But even if I didn't fall for the okie doke, it was hard for me to avoid the okie doke. Basically, I see the train coming, but the train bright lights, it just got me stuck. Shiny object. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels and seems like every single day, but it's not every single day. It just feels that way because we got this unique bond that we share. Sharing is caring, folks. Sharing is caring, but we got this unique special bond. We ain't got no words for it, but somebody gonna come up with the words for it. And when they do, we're gonna have something to call it. But until then, I didn't realize about this, or this wasn't something that was on my mind, but it did keep me up one night. And that's when I decided, see something, say something. And I want to give some free advice too. Free advice. Bird-like voice. Free advice as well. I want to do that as well. But this came as a shock and a surprise to me, because I made it to number 4 recently, and it was because of a situation. And I'm going to get to the point, because I can't just drag it along and have everybody dipping and falling off and not understanding where it's going. Basically, I have 4 music streaming services. And I know that I pay for all 4. And I have no problem paying for all 4. And I'm comfortable with it. And this is me. I'm the same guy that hates subscriptions. I'm the same guy that didn't like the whole thing about streaming music. I'm still the same guy that liked to buy CDs or bought CDs. But hey, CD or the music industry, they deserve this. Because there's a many time I bought a CD and there was only one good song. Spent hard earned money for one good song out of an album or double disc. So I can't feel that bad about the direction that technology and the direction that the peeps pushed us into. You deserve some of that fault too. But as you can see, I have no qualms, no issue with paying for streaming services, period. But the music industry has me, or the companies that's providing those streaming services have me paying for 4. I know I'm paying for 4. I don't like subscriptions. I don't like keeping up. I don't like paying or doing the same thing over and over and over. I don't like the repetition. I don't like the copies. However, there's one thing that make this okay, or there's multiple things that make this okay. And I look at this and I try to see if the TV or movie or the single channel industry as well that does the streaming, can they do something the same way? Can they provide the same kind of beneficial function, or just get you tied in? Just get you tied in. But there are a lot more issues, I say, that can not have that happen. But some free advice, And I know that I pay for the 4. I know that I pay for the 4 because it's only one that I pay for singularly, that I actually listen to, that I actually get 90% of my attention. The rest are there. The rest are there because they are a bonus. They're bonus items, or they're throwaways, or they're thrown into another product that I use, or another service that I use. And just having that as well is a bonus, or just having that is something that the company uses to entice people or what have you. But I don't necessarily use it still. I pay for the other functions. I buy the other functions, and having that music streaming service is something that's just there for me in case one of the other 3 go down. But I'm not actively using all 4. I only use one, and the one that I use is music streaming only. And the rest are part of a package. The rest are part of a different service that I use or benefit that I get. So it's not the same. It's not as though that I'm just out here paying for exclusively music streaming services and using all 4. I only use the one. I know of the 3, and of the 3, I'd probably use one of the 3, and the other 2 can just be what it is. The other 2 can just be what it is. And I was thinking, up late one night, could this work with channels? Could this work with TV? Could this work with that? Could they link themselves to a service, link themselves to something else, and be offered as a throwaway? Some already do, but the majority do not. And the majority that do not, I love to see the numbers. I love to see how it's working. And if the content that they create and the content that they're putting out there keeps people around or keeps people there, even with, don't say it out loud, password sharing, even with that, are they part of something larger, or they are just standalone in general? And I'm assuming if they're part of something and it's a different company, or if it's a different and it's not the same, that they probably have to provide a percentage of the sales or the percentage of the subs, the subscriptions. Assuming that it is the same, that is another way that they can tie you in. But don't go overboard with that, because been there, done that. That's the whole bundling thing, where you get everything from one place, but I can get that somewhere cheaper. You can get everything one place, but it costs so much. I gotta barter and hassle and call just to get a discount. We don't want to go down that road again. Those old tricks, those old philosophies have already been dusted off, have already been put away, because it doesn't work anymore. But if you were to do that with a service, if you were to do that with one something that is needed or one something that's beneficial and still makes sense price wise, because even with the music service that I speak of, it didn't change the price. The price is still reasonable and it's still comparable to everything else, but I'm not using it for that particular service. I'm using it for something else, or I'm getting the benefit, and that is a benefit in addition to having it. Now, if they can maneuver and do something like that, I can imagine it working. And as I said, I know one or two that does that, and that is something that's occurring now. ATM. However, there's so many. There's not a lot of hours in a day. One's attention can only be held for so long. You just reach the maximum capacity of being able to watch something, being able to have something, unless your main goal is to just have people like me who have something and you have it turned on and it's turned on forever and you don't turn it off. Meaning when you subscribe for the year or so, and then even the months that you are watching less and watching something else more, you're locked in. But for the most part, you get the peeps and the people who go monthly, and the months that they aren't turned on and they turn it off, basically kill the subscription, end the subscription until they are ready to binge or they're ready to watch again for a month. And they just cycle through the different services, cycle through the different streaming platforms. There are some that are must have, and the ones that are must have are are linked with something that you need and can't be turned off. And that is either live TV, sports, or some program that's exclusive to that platform. And those are the ones that tend to do better and do well. If it's linked to gaming and games, yeah, I can imagine, I can see that working, maybe, just maybe. But it ain't that many gamers in the world. It ain't that many hardcore gamers in the world. And if there are, they aren't really investing their money and time into that. They're investing their money and their time into games and gaming. And that's just some free advice. That's just some thoughts that I had one night that just kept me up. And I just said, you know what? I'm actually paying for 4 music streaming services, and I have no issue with it. I have no problem with it because they're all beneficial and benefiting me in a larger picture that's being painted. But there's only, don't get it twisted now. Shout out Thug Life. Shout out Thug Life. Don't get it twisted though. I'm only paying attention to one, and one gets my time, and one is where I'm actually playing the music and singing and dancing and making my chest pop when I'm in the G-Ride. It was like, oh yeah, that's my jam. Let me do this 2-step, but I got to keep my foot on the pedal. Can't go higher, can't go lower. But hey, don't try that at home. Don't try that on the road. Don't try that on the Lota route. Don't try that anywhere else, because I've got much practice when it comes to that. I got much practice when it comes to that, and it definitely take practice. Go to an empty lot or something and then just do it. Go to an empty somewhere where there's no other vehicles around, somewhere where there's no body around and no damage can be done or damage can take place, and then you can practice there. But you got to have your jams. You got to have your jams. It just can't be no random stuff, because if it's random stuff, you might miscalculate. You might miscalculate your own strength. You might miscalculate your own ability to be able to do what it do inside the G ride when it comes to singing, dancing, and making your chest pop and doing the 2-step 1-2 1-2. And that's just some more free advice. See, all about the free advice, all about the free advice. Thank you for listening. Thank you. As you probably already know, this episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, all things in between, all things Vince. There's a YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you must, comment if you may. Check out the new, yes, improved, still new. The website at extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. Noobs, thank you once again. I can't thank you enough. Greatly appreciate it. Regs, you know what time it is. It's time to go. I'm out. Like peace.